Well, that was definitely unexpected. Best horror film I've seen in 2024 so far, without a shadow of a doubt. Bye bye Night Swim, Immaculate. Really, I gotta praise Sydney Sweeney for her decision making on this insane little movie that reminded me of Rosemary's Baby / Misery.
Shh, God. Trust me.
God's sake.
It's for the best.
Eddie, please!
Immaculate stars Sydney Sweeney from Anyone But You and Euphoria, and that film Reality. Everyone keeps talking about Reality. She plays Sister Cecilia, an American nun of devout faith. She's embarking on a new journey in a remote convent in the picturesque Italian countryside. However, Cecilia's warm welcome quickly devolves into a nightmare as it becomes clear her new home harbours a sinister secret and unspeakable horrors. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. Sydney Sweeney produces the film, and that means, you know, as a producer, she has the power to alter the script whichever way she sees fit, and no one can say otherwise. However, whatever decisions she's made with the script, how to make her character more three-dimensional, well, you know what, it's paid off, and it comes across on screen, to the point where I was fully invested in this violent, and at a couple of points, really graphic, but you know, those scenes lasted way too long as well, and the sound, oh my days. Like, one of my favourite parts was the creaking door. That was in some desperate need of WD-40. It made the film more engaging, and it really did enhance my cinematic experience. It's all about manipulating audiences' emotions and expectations, and just adding that extra layer of suspense. One aspect that could have been left out were the 3 jump scare scenes sandwiched with a lot of dialogue. That added a bit more tension, but there's a good half-hour chunk of the movie that was a bit, you know, by the books, typical horror movie formula. It's definitely the lull of the movie, but at a tight 89 minutes, those cliche horror moments are brief. However, the horror elements kind of just up the ante throughout the film until the painful climax. Immaculate has a lot to offer, especially for those who appreciate a blend of horror, suspense, and a touch of dark comedy. Overall, I'm giving this film 4 out of 5. The film managed to balance the horror elements with an ending that could evoke both shock and humour, which is not an easy feat. Right. Now I'm going full on spoiler territory. So anyone who's never going to watch the film, or for someone who's already seen Immaculate, then welcome. So it kicks off with this woman, Simona Tabasco. She must be quite like famous, but I've never heard of her before. It's one of those Drew Barrymore moments where she's escaping, she gets caught, she gets buried alive actually. It's a lot like Ryan Reynolds' Buried. And that's pretty much the prologue. So we catch up with Sydney Sweeney, Sister Cecilia, and she's like, she believes in God. That is her thing. She almost died at a young age. She was dead for 7 minutes. And somehow the convent, they've seen some kind of article about her, and they've decided, you know what, she's going to be a good vessel for our experiment that we have. And their experiment is is the DNA of Jesus from this crucifixion nail that's apparently survived the test of time. So at first we're kind of oblivious to the whole situation. We don't really know why she's going there. But once she's at the convent, she's kind of warned by these 2 girls not to go ahead with it, but not like in the most blatant way, just very subtly. There's one girl, Gwen, who basically questions what kind of brokenness Sydney's character has had in life, because Gwen just thinks that every single woman who's in there has been exploited by these people. But Sydney still, she goes ahead with this initiation where she has to kiss this ring and pledge that she'll do anything for God. So everything's good, you know, they're having this party. The vicar who invited her over, he's kind of like finding out whether she's okay, and you're like, okay, they've probably drugged her because she's not feeling too well. And she ends up having this weird dream. It goes into this whole Rosemary's Baby scene where you don't know if what's going on is real or not. So you just kind of go along for the ride. But with Immaculate, it's more kind of like jump scares kind of thing rather than it being weird as hell. This is weird, but it's just kind of not done as well. So after that, she gets questioned about her celibacy, her, you know, have you had sexual intercourse? They start questioning her on. She's like, no, I've never done anything. And they're like, well, you have a baby inside you, so it's a miracle. This is where we soon find out that that's not the case. And when she does find out, she's kind of like, oh God, this is bad. One of her teeth fall out of her mouth when she's vomiting. It's kind of like, oh, she's kind of wasting away a little bit. This girl needs to go see a doctor. But their doctor's obviously some dodgy doctor, and they're not willing to take her to the hospital. Sydney Sweeney comes up with this idea. She chops off this chicken's head, places blood all over herself, and pretends that she's losing the baby. She's like, no, we gotta go to the hospital, and everyone kind of falls for it. You got the scary woman, and she's crying while Sydney's getting driven to the hospital. But then she finds out that it's all a lie when she looks underneath the bed and sees a chicken underneath there. And then the vicar, he gets a phone call whilst they're like driving to the hospital. This scene is quality because Sydney's like acting as if she's in proper pain, and he's just looking at her like, you're kidding me. This is hilarious. He's just thinking, I've got you. So she runs off. She gets caught. She was never going to outrun him. So what they do is they burn these crosses onto her feet so she can't walk properly. She's getting some like right abuse. I can't remember where it comes up, but the fingernail scene, when I was talking about the sound, I had to actually close my eyes. I had to kind of shut my ears. I could hear it. It was just so, the pain, just the sound of the nail coming off the skin. They just prolonged everything. That was too much. Absolutely disgusting. I hate stuff with fingernails. And we have to wait until the third trimester till she tries to escape again. And this time it's successful. Like, she gets to kill the people that she needs to kill. She burns the science facility because the science facility had to go. No more making more babies. And yeah, we get to the end of the film. And she gives birth to the baby. The scene is amazing because it's just an intense close-up. It's an extreme close-up of her face, just screaming. You feel as if she's actually giving birth. It's actually a really good performance. They only did this in one take as well. The pain, the sounds when the baby's actually born, it comes out, and it's like the breathing is just, it sounds inhuman, almost like. These people are absolutely disgusting for trying to reincarnate Jesus, and Sydney's just in shock when she actually sees. She looks down. She's like, what is this? Bites the umbilical cord off. There's no blood coming out of the umbilical cord. It's dry. I really liked some of these scenes, especially this one at the end. They did a really good job of just freaking me out. And then Sydney's just kind of like, you know what? Nah, this has got to go. So she goes to grab a rock, and we can see the baby in the background. It looks massive head. Like, for her to push that out, she must have split everything down there. And then she just kind of waddles over and just smashes the baby's head in. And then the film ends. It was quality. Like, the ending was so good. I can't wait to watch this film again, to be fair. But yeah, have you seen it? And if you did, what did you think about it? Did you find the middle bit a bit boring? How was Sydney's performance? Just leave some comments down below. 100.9% of you are not subscribed. That means everyone. Press the subscribe button and then you're subscribed. And then I don't have to whinge about this anymore.